Well, roads have been a challenge in some parts of the city. With us on the phone right now, New York City Sanitation Commissioner Kathryn Garcia. Kathryn, thanks for taking the time and joining us here this morning. What are some of the trouble spots that you're still getting the most complaints from at this hour?
So, there are definitely pockets across the city, but there have been the most sort of in portions of Queens, particularly on those very narrow blocks. We've been having to go into them with front end loaders, so it's extremely slow work, and actually pull the snow out of the street to get them cleared. But one of our biggest challenges has been how much snow ends up back in the street when people start to dig out their cars. And people are definitely digging out their cars all over this area. And I know they have to go to work, and I know they have to go to school, so it's very challenging, and there's nowhere to put snow at this point. But many people are getting stuck, or did get stuck on the overnight in passenger cars after we had actually opened up streets.
Commissioner, can we ask you about your concerns with schools being open today in New York City, getting those buses to those children and getting the children to the bus stops themselves?
Absolutely. Like, we've been in contact. I was in contact very early this morning with Elizabeth Rose to make sure we're well coordinated on buses in case anyone has any difficulties. But we've put a high priority around schools and on making sure that we've gotten the vast majority of streets open. But there's definitely, there is an enormous amount of snow out there still, and there's really nowhere to put it. We will begin piling and hauling operations and melting operations to try and get it out of, crosswalks, bus stops, schools. But it's piling up on corners very, very high, and I really encourage people who are walking to make sure that they have full view of where cars are, because it's going to be hard to see around some of these really huge mountains of snow.
All right, Kathryn Garcia, thanks so much for taking the time. We do appreciate talking with you here this morning.
Appreciate having me.